If you're an existing sales rep in the high ticket sales space, you're going to want to listen up because over the past 2.5 years alone, I've generated over $5 million in cash collected for some of the largest e-learning companies there is. And there's one small thing in most sales reps calls that's losing you so much in commissions on the table every single week and month. And the one simple framing trick that took me from $10,000 a month in commissions upwards of $40,000 every single month is called identity shifting and identity framing. Now, quite a few of you high ticket sales reps would have heard of this framing technique in the past, but so many people I see trying to implement identity framing into their calls, they have no idea how to actually execute upon it because they don't understand the principles. So in today's video, I'm going to share a one-to-one call I had with a client where we specifically went into how to identity shift and create a big enough gap in the process so the prospect can go ahead and step out of their current identity and become a buying customer.
So
Okay, now this is where I'd move on, and then I would enter like an identity shift.
Yeah. I was trying to. That's why I paused for a bit. I was like, how can I shift it there?
Yeah, so I'd be like this. So, and look, I want to say kudos for you, David, because I speak to a boatload of people who reach out to us looking for that change to become like our clients who lend 6-figure per year's role, and they have the freedom to work from home and work from wherever they want. But it's like, for you, man, end of the day, it's like, what do you think separates those two types of people? Like, obviously, you have the sort of person who they do settle for the bare minimum, like you mentioned,
yeah.
And then you have the person who super exceeds that, and they achieve everything and anything they want in life.
Mm.
But in your opinion, man, like, what separates those people?
I guess the people that choose to go out there and get what they want, they're obviously persistent, very persistent.
Yeah. Anything else?
Well, I think those people, they have the mindset to get what they want as well.
Yeah. But what sort of like characteristics separates those people in terms of how they operate?
Well, I guess one person is not okay with being comfortable and is always willing to be outside of the comfort zone. And someone is always, and obviously someone that's obviously, staying in the same position remains comfortable. Like they remain in a comfort zone.
Yeah. And I don't take you for that sort of person, man, who wants to stay in their comfort zone. Like, I really don't. Right. But I guess, like, for you, brother, like, what do you feel like you need to do on your end so you can be like our clients who have the freedom they want and actually land a successful 6-figure per year role where they can work fully remote?
I need to step out my comfort zone.
Are you sure you want to do that, man? Because it's not easy.
I think I have to, man. I think I have.
Why
to.
Though? You don't have to.
Yeah, well, it's almost been 10 years of being in the same position, same job, same salary, same 4 walls.
Yeah. And can I say something here without being devil's advocate for a second?
Yeah, sure.
Because it's great to think about, like, what if? What would life be like if we do this, right? But, like, brother, like, what happens if nothing changes and we continue in this? We continue in this line of work in JB Hi-Fi, earning $55,000 per year, and God forbid, man, 3 to 5 years goes down the track and you're just filled with more regret, more shame, and you didn't actually step out of your comfort zone. Like, what actually happens then?
Well, I guess at that point, like, I wouldn't be able to afford a house, like, at this rate, especially with the way things are going with inflation. I might have to move.
And I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that, right? And that's like a materialistic thing. But, like, what would it actually, like, how would it make you feel knowing you never stepped out of your comfort zone?
I'd be beating myself up, man. I'd be disappointed.
Yeah. And I know you said that you have to, get out of your comfort zone to be like other clients who have seen success. But more importantly, brother, are you ready to do that?
Yeah, I think I am. Yeah.
Okay, just like that.
Okay.
So one thing I want to point out there, so see how I said, like, what happens if nothing changes? Like, I see how I did like a mini consequence of an action there.
Yeah.
So basically, when you answered, you offloaded the responsibility, like, not responsibility, but you offloaded the consequence onto a materialistic thing.
Yeah. So
right?
yeah.
So see how I was like, I appreciate that, man. And then I tied it to you as a person, as an individual. You always that's how you build tension, because dude, like buying a house and renting a house, like there's not much, like you're still gonna be fine. It's still chill. But there's a big difference between it being a house, like you're gluing the connotation of that negative connotation onto the person and the individual themselves, not like some external item.
Yeah.
Do you see how that works?
Yeah, I see.
Yeah.
Okay.
So let's run that. You give it a crack now.
Okay.
So where were we?
You just you said it's time for a change, like you wanted to change.
Yeah.
Then now I'm gonna identity frame. Okay, characteristics. Okay, cool. All right. Yeah, well, look, Liam, kudos to you for actually reaching out, right? But at the end of the day, like, what do you feel like separates someone that's wanting to how would I frame that? What do you feel like would separate someone that's comfortable? No, but I would have to tell you.
So like this, ready? So you always want to separate. So you always want to create like a villain connotation around the unsuccessful person, right?
Yeah.
And you want to separate that, so you're building a gap, so their identity starts to align with the person who takes action. So the way you do this, kudos for you, man. Because I talk to a boatload of people, or like however you want to say it. Talk to a shit ton of people, man. And you know those sort of people who like they do settle for the bare minimum. And then those, and then we have our clients who like are successful and do land 6-figure per year roles. Like, what do you think separates those two types of people in terms of what gets them the outcome?
Okay. All right. I think I got something to say. Okay, cool. All right. So look, him, like, kudos to you for actually reaching out here, right? And I talk to so many students that come to our program, and a lot of some of those students, they've been in the same industry for 50 years. They've been okay with that. But then we also get some of our students here that come to us and they're landing those 6-figure roles. But I guess, what sort of characteristics do you feel like separate the two?
Okay, perfect. But I want to get you to restart and frame it differently. Okay. So what do you think you did there in terms of how you framed it?
So I think I got like people that come to us that have been in the industry for 50 years.
Yeah, but you were saying like students, so like clients.
Students, yeah. So they're ready.
So what you want to do is you want to like you want to frame it in a way where it's like, our students are the successful people. The people who don't become students aren't successful. That's how you're trying to frame it. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Yeah.
Because if you frame it in how you just did there, questions in the prospects might come up like, why some of your students not succeed? Like, you know what I mean? Like, you don't want those questions coming up. So frame like this. Yeah, look, I want to say kudos for you for reaching out, man, because I talk to a shit ton of people, brother. And you have those sort of people who like they're not willing to take action. They sort of settle for the bare minimum. They might procrastinate a bit, and then you have people like our successful clients who land 6-figure per year roles and they have the freedom for themselves. What do you think separates them? So do you see the difference in how you frame it?
Okay, so you're taking you're creating the villain identity, but you're not attaching it to the program because
exactly right. Exactly right. That's a principle. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So look, Liam, kudos to you for actually reaching out here, right? And I speak to thousands of applicants that come through every single day here. And sometimes I get people here that I speak to that have been comfortable staying in the same industry for 50 years, stagnant and happy, not staying where they are. But then we also get our successful students here that are able to land a 6-figure role in less than 6 months here and essentially go and get what they want. I guess for you, like, what do you feel like, what characteristics do you feel like separates the two?
I guess, the first, I guess, like the people who aren't successful, they might settle for the bare minimum. They might procrastinate. They don't take action. And I guess you could just say your clients who are successful are just the opposite, maybe. Like they take action, they execute, and they get after it, I guess.
Okay. So I guess what sort of characteristics do you feel like you would need to have here?
Yeah, I guess just taking action, really.
Okay. Would I say, are you then ready to take action, or?
I would say it just depends, bro. It's gonna be different every time.
Yeah.
So I'd rather give you the principles on how to do it because you know what I mean. But basically, you want to be like, okay, and like what sort of characteristics do you? The way I would frame it maybe though is like, okay, and do you feel like there's anything that would hold you back from being like our 6-figure clients? Just because then it's like you're doing the same thing, but you're also bringing in the negative connotation of the unsuccessful people once again, and you're tying them to be the identity of someone who would buy and take action. Okay. So exactly what you did, bro. But just like, all right, and for you, David, like, do you feel like there's anything that might hold you back from being like our successful clients?
Okay.
That's the only difference.
Okay. Do you feel like this? Okay. All right. And then from that answer, like if they just say no and move on,
they're never gonna say, like, there might be like 5% of prospects. Like let's say you talk to 100 prospects, there might be like 2 people who give you like a limiting belief at that point. It's very, very uncommon. But if they do, it's like you just want to be like, well, what do you feel like you need to do to overcome that way of thinking?
Okay.
Now you start diving into their limiting beliefs, because if a limiting belief ever comes up from a prospect, you always want to attack that head on, because if you don't, it's going to come up in the back end. Objections.
Yeah. Okay. So what do you feel like you need to overcome?
Yeah. That's just to keep in the back pocket, bro, because it's very uncommon that's going to come up when you're identity shifting.
Okay.
But it will. It probably, like, if you talk to 100 people, it probably will. But like, yeah, you just be like, yeah, well, I guess, like, what do you feel like you need to do to overcome that way of thinking so you can insert outcome, insert desire? Yeah, I'll go. Yeah, I guess, like, well, one group of those people, I guess, like, don't take action. Maybe they make excuses, and then I guess people like your successful clients that I would have seen on Lachlan's video, I guess, like, they do the opposite, right? They take action, they do everything it takes to get to where they want to go.
Yeah. And what sort of characteristics do you feel like you're going to need to have here so that you can step out of this comfort zone that you're in?
I guess I just got to maybe let go a bit of the fear of making that change, and just take action.
Okay. And would I probe into the fear here? Like, do you feel like probing into the fear, or because then I can find other objections, like they've been burnt in the past, or?
Great question. Maybe do it. Hang on. Okay, let me just wrap my head around it. So let me ask you the question, and you give it to me, just so I can, like, try and articulate it in my mind on how I would go about the process instead of being in the prospect's shoes. So I guess, like, for you, David, like, what sort of characteristics do you feel like you would actually need to hold in order to be successful here?
Look, I think it would just be like sort of like a go get it mindset, taking action, doing whatever it takes.
Yeah.
And
do you feel like there's anything that would hold you back at this point in time from actually being like our clients who are like that?
I think it will just be a bit of fear, really.
Yeah. Can I ask a question, David? Where do you feel like that comes from?
Yeah, well, look, I've never done anything like this before. Right? Yeah, like I used to hate university and like studying and things like that. So, sort of having to study again. Yeah.
So I'd consequence it. This is okay. Now that I'm in, like, the rep shoes, I would consequence it here. So okay, and if we continue to think like that and operate that way, David, like, what do you think? Where do you think that's going to lead us?
Yeah, well, I guess I wouldn't start a career in cybersecurity.
Yeah. And then what would happen then if we could just continue working this 55K a year job?
Yeah, like I said earlier, I think I'll just be stuck and capped at where I am.
And I don't take you as the type of guy who wants that.
Mm.
Am I wrong?
No, not at all.
So me and you together, brother, because I'm in your corner here as well. I want to see you win. So what do you feel like we can do today in order for us to overcome that together?
I think I'm gonna have to like let go of that fear and just do it.
Are you ready to do that?
Yeah.
So yeah, I'd go about it like that. Like, so if the fear comes up, like consequence it. Like what happened? Like all first, like understand it. So like where does that way of thinking come from? And then and then consequence, like where that way of thinking will lead the person.
Okay.
Because you sort of see how it's like we're killing two birds in one stone there. It's like we're overcoming the limiting beliefs, so the potential back and objection, but we're also still like helping them step into a new identity while doing it as well.
Okay.